Questioning Hendricks on why he was there, Billy is annoyed at seeing the boss of the treasure destroying Cabal. Wondering why Jess and Raphael are still alive, Billy tells Hendricks that she thought she would keep them alive until after they found the treasure. Meanwhile, Ethan, Oren, Liam, and Tasha arrive at the boathouse only to discover the group has left. Agent Ross is laying on the ground appearing to be dead, and a large guard with a gun blocks their way. Working out a plan to distract the guard, the group is easily captured by another of Billy's guards. The guards plan to shoot the group and dump them in the swamp for the gators. Trying to save Tasha, Oren jumps in front of the gun, only to be saved by the semi-conscious Ross, who has shot the two guards. Oren and Tasha get Ross to the hospital, while Ethan and Liam chase after Billy and Hendricks to save Jess. On board the boat of bad guys, Hendricks admits that he should never have doubted Billy, and Billy tells him that he's a man, naturally he would underestimate her. Eventually, the boat can no longer travel via the motor, and Billy's henchmen need to start using poles to push the boat along. In a very slow pursuit, Ethan and Liam are forced to push their own boat along, and bond in the process. Back in the van, Tasha is trying to keep Ross from bleeding to death. She tells Tasha that Hendricks killed Peter Sadusky. It's slow going in the swamps, and Billy's boat enters a thick fog that comes out of nowhere. The compass tells them to keep going, and while the group plunges into the void, Raphael and Jess tell their captors that this is the fog of death. Billy and Hendricks, however, are not easily spooked and they continue on. Liam and Ethan follow behind and enter the fog too. Billy's boat has hit a sandbar, and while Casey is trying to get the boat moving, Jess questions Hendricks about his motives. She tells him he is an FBI agent and that he took an oath. Offended by this question, Hendricks explains that they are the good guys. To Hendricks, when secrets of the past get uncovered, it causes problems. That's when Raphael realizes that the group plans to destroy the treasure. Billy tells them that there is nothing more dangerous than the truth. To Billy, the Pan-American treasure is a political powder keg. Their group keeps the status quo. Casey leads the group onto a path. Noticing that the path is lined with ornate stones, Billy and Hendricks see evidence of past visitors, as bodies lay beside the trail. Wondering why the past visitors killed each other, Billy suspects that something is up. When one of the guards is gassed by a coyote statue, he hallucinates and forces Casey to shoot him. In the melee, Casey is shot, and Jess and Raphael escape. On their own, Jess and Raphael plan to get to the treasure and salvage as much as they can before Billy and Hendricks. Finding a Mesoamerican statue, and using their historical knowledge, they set a direction to go left. Back in Oren's van, racing to get to a city for medical help, Tasha is shocked to see that Zeke is calling Ross. Tasha begs Zeke for help and starts to explain what happened. Ethan and Liam find the dead guys from Billy's group and continue their search. Billy, Hendricks, and Casey get to another statue and aren't sure where to go. The compass is telling them to go both ways, and Billy realizes that this is a test. Hendricks knows the direction as he sees a clue on the trail left by Jess and Raphael. Over the phone, Zeke directs Tasha to stab Ross in the chest with something sharp and hollow because that will relieve the tension in her chest and allow her to breathe. Tasha finds an eco-friendly metal straw, and Oren pulls over so that Tasha can be as precise as possible. In the swamp, Jess and Raphael continue their trek and find the resting place of the treasure. No sooner do they find the location, than they fall victim to an ancient trap. Over the phone, Zeke tries to prepare Tasha for the procedure, but Tasha doesn't wait and does it quickly. Within seconds, Ross can breathe. The ambulance arrives at the van, and Agent Ross looks like she just might survive. Trapped in the cage, Jess laments that they are going to die so close to finding the treasure. Raphael puts the blame on himself. He tells Jess that he should have listened to her mom. Jess' mom told him that the treasure hunt would ruin their lives. Jess tells Raphael that he doesn't get to take all the credit for their misfortune. Raphael regrets not being there for Jess and her mom. To him, Raphael missed everything that mattered in life. Father and daughter really connect in this moment. To Jess and Raphael's surprise, it is Liam and E10 that find them first. The four of them subsequently work together to lift the cage. Elsewhere, Billy, Hendrix, and Casey avoid dangerous traps. E10 and Liam use elementary school science knowledge of simple machines to lift the cage off of Jess and Raphael with a lever. Agent Ross gets loaded into the ambulance and Oren and Tasha try to figure out what to do next. Since it will be at least a half hour before a police search team can come out to the swamp. Unwilling to wait, Tasha and Oren head out to help their friends. Free from the cage, Liam reveals to Jess that his grandfather figured out the Hendrix and Billy plan to destroy the treasure. While the group is planning to enter the ancient temple, E10 decides that he must go meet Tasha, Oren, and the cops and lead them to the temple. Thus, it is Raphael, Liam, and Jess who make their way into the aforementioned temple. Casey's wound slows down the group, and before she can stop him, Billy watches helplessly as Hendrix kills Casey. Hendrix explains that Casey was a liability, and this reminds Billy of her conversation with Raphael. Back at the prison visitor room, Raphael described how Salazar called Billy's brother a liability and shot him. Admitting that her brother was slowing them down, Hendrix admits to killing Billy's brother and reminds her that the cause is all that matters. While Hendrix is talking about how he was chosen to be Salazar because he makes the hard decisions, Billy shoots him with Casey's gun. Taking the medallion, Billy proclaims herself Salazar now. At the temple, Raphael is searching for a latch to open the temple when Jess smacks his hand and reminds him of the dangers that are waiting. Raphael is just happy that she called him Dad in the exchange. Using his left hand, Raphael pulls a hidden lever, and an opening to the temple is revealed. Not a moment too soon, the group jumps into the temple as Billy fires at them from a distance. Inside, Jess, Raphael, and Liam find a trap-laden floor that has a mysterious puzzle laid out for them which, if followed correctly, will bring them safely to the treasure room door. Without being killed. Jess realizes that the floor is a puzzle, and that to get across the room they need to solve the puzzle. Remembering the three symbols that Daughters of Plumed Serpent used to identify themselves, Jess identifies the markers on the floor. Directing Liam and her dad to the proper symbols, Jess knows that the traps won't stop until they step on the three symbols together. Jess must make it to the last step before they are all killed. Successful, the group proceeds onward. Entering the treasure room, Jess, Liam, and Raphael find a room filled with priceless relics and treasure. As it turns out, they have found the great Pan-American treasure. Behind them, Billy enters the hallway to the treasure room and stumbles upon the trap. While the group is exploring the treasure room, they find a tapestry of melange and wonder how they are going to get the treasure out if they are locked in. Their question is answered when Billy blows a hole in the wall with some C4 explosives. Dazed by the explosion, Jess awakens to Billy threatening her. On the cusp of setting fire to the place, Jess trips Billy up with an ancient sling, and E10 comes back to save the day. Billy is then captured and held at gunpoint by E10. E10 explains to Liam that when he was going for help, he saw Billy and decided to follow her. Having left a smoke signal for help, thanks to E10's success in the scouts, help soon arrives. Billy is led away in handcuffs, but not before Jess recovers her medallion. While Jess and Liam embrace over their success, Ethan, Tasha, and Oren are celebrating their success in finding the treasure and taking a selfie with the fortune. Raphael then tells them that the mistake he made 20 years ago was trying to find the treasure himself. Just a short time later, the opening of a new exhibit of Malinch has Agent Ross and Zeke entering the star-studded exhibit together. Behind glass cases, with tons of security, the items found in the remote temple are on display, and the story Malinch is finally being told. Raphael, Tasha, Oren, Ethan, and Jess are looking at a portrait of Jess' mom, drawn by Raphael, when Liam joins them. He was late and told them that he was cleaning out his grandfather's study and found a cassette tape with information about the Pan American treasure. When Raphael suggests the curators of the exhibit could add the tape to the collection, Liam tells them no. According to Liam, there is another thing on the tape. Oren asks if this other thing is treasure-related, and Liam tells them yes.